Together, we're going to ponder the differences that exist or should exist between the methods of study in social science, economic science, the science in which we are the subjects, and the methods of study in the natural sciences, physics, chemistry, etc., in which the objects of research are inanimate entities, that is, they have no soul, from the outside world. To begin our exploration of the topic, let us consider the Hayek hypothesis. As you know, Friedrich Hayek, winner of the Nobel Prize in Economics in 1974, was perhaps Mises's most brilliant disciple. Hayek, in his book The Sensory Order, proposes a hypothesis which we will call, take note, the Hayek hypothesis on the hierarchical classifications of orders of phenomena according to their degree of complexity. To better illustrate and explain the Hayek hypothesis, I'm going to introduce this triangle, this inverted pyramid, which is divided according to degree of complexity. The vertex at the bottom, you see, degree of complexity, refers to phenomena which are relatively less complex, thus the minus sign, relatively less complex phenomena. As we move up the triangle, we come to relatively more complex phenomena. The narrow vertex indicates that the phenomena or orders studied have a lower degree of complexity, and the inverted base at the top indicates that as we move upward, the phenomena progressively increase in complexity. To the right, we note the different sciences according to their object of research. There we see that physics focuses on phenomena that are relatively simpler in terms of their degree of complexity. Another science examines phenomena similar to those studied in physics, but with a somewhat higher degree of complexity. It is the science that studies chemical phenomena, chemistry, because now there are reactions. These reactions take place between different chemical compounds and give rise to different molecules, etc. We could even make a leap in the degree of complexity and analyze different organs. For example, a human or bovine liver or a brain, from the viewpoint of a biologist, as objects of study or research in biology. Biology examines much more complex phenomena, but it rests on chemistry and physics. The elements are now cells, which result in certain organs or organisms, but we can and do analyze them, though with greater difficulty, because they are more complex. We rely on the sciences further down in the triangle, like chemistry and physics, because they focus on relatively simpler phenomena. Now we take a qualitative leap and begin to study phenomena that are far more complex. The phenomena we have considered up to now, the ones which I have mentioned and which physics, chemistry, biology and the natural sciences in general focus on, we will refer to as World 1 phenomena, so that we understand among ourselves that we are referring to the relatively simpler phenomena, though they are of varying degrees of complexity, which natural scientists study. But now we take a qualitative leap past the up arrow and we begin to study much more complex phenomena. In fact, Hayek tells us that the spontaneous market order, or if you prefer, society, is the most complex order that exists in the universe. The foundation is human action, which we have been studying together, with its different components, and the exercise of creative entrepreneurship by all of the people who make up humanity and who interact among themselves and thus give rise to society. Society is an extremely complex network of human interactions. We defined it the other day. Such interactions basically consist of exchange relationships fueled by the creativity of entrepreneurship, which constantly creates, transmits, and coordinates. It creates and transmits information. It coordinates the maladjusted behavior of human beings, and it does so in a competitive manner. All of this results in the boundless multiplication of life, understood as an ever greater number of human beings who enjoy an ever higher quality of life. That limitless expansion, the social Big Bang I was telling you about, well, the study of those phenomena would pertain to World 2. It is possible to imagine even more complex orders. We'll leave the possibility of them open, but we won't discuss them now. Still, we can imagine the existence of an order that is much more complex than the most complex order we can conceive of, which is that of society. I have called this higher order the supreme order. You can label it God if you want to. In any case, it is the order of a world that is far beyond us. We'll call it World 3, and leave it at that hypothetical description. At this point, now that we have introduced our diagram, we are ready to consider the hypothesis Hayek proposes in his book, The Sensory Order.